Getting older is one of life's greatest gifts. You've witnessed decades of change, loved people deeply, survived challenges, and gained a kind of wisdom younger people can't even imagine. But as the years pass, something else can quietly happen too. Small habits that slowly create distance between you and the people you care about. Not because you're difficult, but because life gets heavier, and sometimes we don't notice how we're showing up. In this video, we'll explore 13 subtle habits that can unintentionally harm your relationships as you age, and, more importantly, how gentle shifts can bring connection, warmth, and closeness back into your life. Stay with me until the end, because fixing just one of these can completely change how people feel around you. Habit 1. Starting every conversation with complaints. Getting older isn't easy. The body aches, the world feels more stressful, prices keep rising, and you've had to say goodbye to people you loved. Feeling frustrated is completely valid, but when most conversations begin with, "You won't believe what went wrong today," others begin to protect their own emotional energy. They aren't rejecting you, they're trying to avoid the heavy cloud that seems to follow you. Think about a friend who only talks about their troubles every time you call. Over time, you hesitate before dialing their number, right? Here's a small shift that works wonders. Before you talk about a frustration, mention one tiny positive moment. A good cup of tea, a nice walk, a funny memory, a kind stranger. You're not denying your pain. You're simply allowing room for light. Complaints may be honest, but gratitude makes people feel safe and uplifted around you. And this balance becomes even more important in the next habit. Habit 2. Letting your health become the only topic. Almost everyone past 60 carries some health struggle, joint pain, blood pressure, medications, surgeries. Talking about these things is normal. Sometimes it's necessary. But when every visit turns into a medical briefing, pills, symptoms, appointments, your loved ones can feel like they're sitting in a consultation instead of spending time with you. They care deeply about your health, but they also want to enjoy you. Remember, you are far more than your ailments. Your stories, humor, wisdom, memories, perspective. Share what you're watching, reading, learning, or thinking. Ask about their lives, their kids, work, goals, hobbies. Let health be a slice of the conversation, not the whole thing. When people see the full you, not just your symptoms, you become someone they look forward to being around. And how you express your opinions plays a big role in that too. Habit 3. Expressing every opinion like it's the only truth. By the time you reach your later years, you've seen patterns others haven't. You've lived through decades of lessons. It's easy to feel, "I know how things should be." But when every comment becomes a correction, people start feeling judged even when you don't mean it that way. Telling others they cook wrong, drive wrong, think wrong, vote wrong, or raise their kids wrong creates distance fast. Your wisdom still matters, just share it gently. Try, "Can I tell you what helped me?" Or, "I see it differently, but I get where you're coming from." These phrases keep conversations open instead of combative. You don't need to win the debate. You just need to protect the relationship. And speaking of protection, the next habit silently pushes people away without a single word. Habit 4. Letting personal care fade. This one is tender, but important. When energy drops or motivation is low, things like showering, changing clothes, trimming nails, or tidying up can feel harder than before. You might think, "It doesn't matter. I'm old now." But personal care isn't about looking fancy. It's about maintaining dignity and comfort, both for you and the people who love you. Clean clothes, fresh breath, a tidy room. These small things help others feel at ease around you. They also help you feel more confident and alive. Loved ones won't tell you directly if something feels off. They'll quietly shorten visits or stand a little further away. Small, simple routines help. A quick shower, brushing teeth, opening a window, keeping dishes clean. If it feels overwhelming, ask for help setting a routine. When you care for yourself, you send a powerful message. I still value myself. That self-respect supports every relationship you have, and it sets the stage for the next habit, which is all about how much time you spend living in the past. Habit 5. Living only in yesterday. Sharing old memories is beautiful. Younger people need to hear how life looked before smartphones. How you met your partner, the jobs you worked, the challenges you faced, and the lessons you learned along the way. But if every conversation circles back to, back in my day, people can feel like their present doesn't matter. They want you to be part of their world too. Their work, their friendships, the music they enjoy, the hobbies they love, the future they're building. Try blending your stories with genuine curiosity. Instead of only saying, when I was your age, try asking, what's it like for you at this age? Or, what's something you're looking forward to this year? Your memories are a treasure, but your interest in others is an even greater gift. Holding on to the past is natural, but living only in it can make today feel out of reach. And that often leads straight into the next habit, judging everything new. Habit 6. Criticizing younger generations. They're always on their phones. They don't know how to work hard. They have no respect. These phrases may sound familiar. Every generation tends to look down on the ones that follow, but constant criticism doesn't bring anyone closer. It pushes them away. Remember, your parents once thought your music was too loud, your clothes were too strange, or your dreams were unrealistic. Every generation has its flaws, but it also has strengths. Today's young people are creative, tech-savvy, bold, and often deeply caring. Instead of saying, you're always on that phone, try, show me what you're watching, or teach me how this works. Offer real praise when you can. You're great with technology. I admire how hard you're working. Or, you have such fresh ideas. When younger people feel seen and respected, they'll naturally bring you into their world. Complaints create distance. Curiosity creates connection. And that connection disappears quickly when gossip enters the room. Habit 7. Gossiping or getting involved in other people's private matters. In close families and tight-knit communities, gossip can feel almost normal, talking about who's dating whom, who gained weight, or who's having problems at home. It might feel harmless, but it quietly damages trust. If your family or neighbors realize you repeat their private stories, they'll share less with you. The relationship becomes polite but not intimate. The same goes for giving your opinion about someone's marriage, parenting, or money when they didn't ask. Even with good intentions, it can feel like interference. Use a simple test. If you wouldn't say it in front of the person, don't say it at all. And before offering advice, pause and ask yourself, did they actually ask for my help? Trust is one of the most precious things you can offer. And trust becomes even more important as the world changes faster than ever. Habit 8. Refusing to learn anything new. Technology today can feel overwhelming. Apps, QR codes, online payments, video calls, passwords for everything. It's easy to say, I'm too old for this. But refusing to learn new things closes doors that could keep you connected. A video call lets you see your grandchild smile from miles away. A simple text message can brighten someone's day. Streaming apps can bring you movies, music, and shows you truly enjoy. Even learning how to take a photo can make you feel part of the moment. You don't need to be an expert, just willing. Ask someone to teach you one small step at a time. Write things down, practice, laugh at the mistakes. Every new skill keeps your brain active and your world larger. I'll try keeps your spirit young. And that strength is essential for avoiding the next habit, seeing yourself only as the victim. Habit 9. Believing you're always the one being ignored or mistreated. It hurts when the phone doesn't ring. It hurts when visits become rare. It hurts when life feels quieter than before. Those feelings are real, and they deserve kindness, But constantly saying, "No one cares about me," or "My kids never help me," can trap you in a cycle of self-pity. Instead of feeling loved, others begin to feel guilty around you, and guilt makes people visit less, not more. Try gently flipping the script. Call first. Send a small "thinking of you" message. Invite a neighbor for tea. Join a local group or class, even if it feels outside your comfort zone. You can't control who knocks on your door, but you can control how often you knock on someone else's. When you stop waiting to be rescued and start building connection yourself, you reclaim your emotional strength. And you'll need that strength when it comes to one of the trickiest habits, money. Habit 10. Using money to control or influence others. Helping your family financially can be one of the most generous things you do, paying for school, groceries, medical bills, or special occasions. That kindness is beautiful. But problems arise when money becomes a form of power. Phrases like, "After everything I've done for you," or "Don't forget who paid for this," turn a gift into a form of pressure. Your family may begin to feel that every bit of help comes with an invisible price tag. That makes relationships tense and unpredictable. Healthy giving has no strings attached. Give because you want to, not because you expect obedience or loyalty in return. And if you can't help financially, or don't want to, it's okay to say no, honestly and respectfully. When money stops being a weapon, love can breathe again. And that breathing room is exactly what you need to embrace the next habit, accepting help with grace. Habit 11. Refusing help to prove independence. Independence is something you've earned through decades of hard work. You paid the bills, raised the family, solved the problems, and kept everything running. So when someone offers help today, it can feel like they're taking something away from you. But accepting help doesn't make you weak. It makes you loved. Letting someone carry your bags, drive you to an appointment, or help with chores gives them the chance to show their care. People don't help because they think you're helpless. They help because it feels good to support someone they value. Constantly saying, "No, I'm fine," may look strong, but it can create a wall without you realizing it. Needing help isn't being a burden, it's being human. Everyone at every age needs a hand sometimes. Try saying, "Thank you, I'd really appreciate it," and watch how the other person's expression softens. That moment is connection. Accepting support doesn't take away your independence. It deepens your relationships. And nothing strengthens relationships more than keeping your sense of humor alive. Habit 12. Letting joy and laughter fade away. Life becomes heavy as the years go by. Illness, loss, worry, uncertainty. It's easy for seriousness to take over until every conversation feels tense or sad. But when laughter disappears, so does the lightness that makes people feel safe around you. You don't have to pretend everything is perfect. You can still smile through the struggle. A small joke, a playful comment, or a funny childhood memory shows others that your heart still has warmth in it. People are naturally drawn to those who can find a spark of joy, even on difficult days. It reminds them, and it reminds you that life still holds beauty worth noticing. Watch a lighthearted show, share a silly moment, laugh at a harmless joke about aging. Let your wrinkles prove that you've smiled often, not that life has worn you down. Sometimes a soft laugh can lift a whole room. And when people can laugh with you, they'll feel more comfortable opening their hearts without fearing the next habit. Habit 13. Giving advice no one asked for. You've lived long enough to know what works and what doesn't. It's natural to want to protect your children, grandchildren, or friends from making the same mistakes you once made. But offering advice every time someone talks about money, relationships, work, parenting, health, food, can sound like you can't handle your own life. Most people don't want an answer. They want a listener. Next time someone shares a struggle, pause, let them speak fully, then gently ask, "Do you want my advice, or do you just want someone to listen?" you'll be amazed how often they say, "Just listen." Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, "I'm proud of you," or "I know how hard this is, and I'm here with you." Invited advice is cherished. Unsolicited advice feels like judgment. Listening is often the greatest form of love you can give. And love is what makes aging a blessing, not a burden. Growing older isn't just about adding years. It's about deepening the way you love and the way you're loved. These 13 habits don't make you a bad person. They make you human. And the beautiful thing about being human is that you can soften, adjust, and grow at any age. You don't need to change everything at once. Choose one habit that touched you. Maybe it's complaining less, or accepting help, or laughing more, or letting go of old judgments, or offering advice only when asked. Try one small shift this week. Notice how people respond. Notice how you feel. Age can isolate you if these habits go unchecked, or it can transform you into that warm, wise, comforting presence everyone loves to be around. Take a slow, deep breath and ask yourself, which habit am I ready to soften today so the people I love feel safe, supported, and happy around me? Your story is still unfolding, and the love you give in this season may become the most powerful chapter of your life. Thank you for watching.